What if I told you, you don't have to ignore her, you don't have to play games, and she'll still miss you more than ever? Sounds impossible, right? Because most people think distance means disappearing. But the truth is, the right kind of presence creates the deepest kind of absence. And once you understand this, everything changes. You've probably heard this before. Make her miss you, just pull away. So you try it. You text less, you act busy, you disappear a little, and suddenly things feel off. She gets confused. The connection weakens. And instead of missing you, she starts detaching. Why? Because there's a difference between creating space and creating distance. In this video, I'll show you how to make her miss you without ignoring her, without toxic games, and without losing the emotional connection. Let's start with the mistake almost everyone makes. They think, if I'm always there, she won't miss me. So they overcorrect. They go cold. They become unpredictable. They disappear. But here's the problem. When someone feels ignored, they don't feel attraction. They feel uncertainty. They feel rejection. And slowly, they start protecting themselves. And once someone starts protecting themselves emotionally, they stop chasing. So instead of missing you, she starts moving on. Let me ask you something. Have you ever started caring less about someone the moment they became inconsistent? Exactly, because attraction doesn't grow in confusion. It grows in emotional safety plus slight mystery, not emotional chaos. Now here's where it gets interesting. People don't miss you because you're gone. They miss you because of how you made them feel when you were there. Read that again. It's not your absence. It's the memory of your presence. If your presence feels calm, warm, and meaningful, your absence becomes noticeable. But if your presence feels inconsistent, cold, or forced, your absence feels like relief. That's the difference. So instead of focusing on how do I disappear, focus on how do I make my presence emotionally valuable. Because once your presence feels valuable, even small gaps create longing. Here's the secret no one talks about. You don't need to talk more to make her feel closer. You need to be more present when you do. Think about this. 2 people can text all day and still feel nothing. And 2 people can have one deep conversation and think about each other all night. So what creates that difference? Emotional presence. That means you listen fully. You respond thoughtfully. You notice small details. You make her feel seen, not just heard, but understood. Because when someone feels truly understood, they attach emotionally. And once that emotional imprint is created, you don't need constant communication. She'll replay moments in her mind. She'll think about things you said. She'll feel your presence, even when you're not there. That's how missing starts. Now let's talk about space. Because yes, space is important, but not the way most people use it. You don't create space by forcing distance. You create space by having a full life. When you're busy growing, working, improving, you naturally become unavailable sometimes. Not strategically, but authentically. And that's attractive, because now you're not always instantly available. Your time feels valuable. Your attention feels earned. And here's the key. When you come back with energy. You're not drained. You're not forcing conversation. You're bringing something into the interaction. And that creates a rhythm. Presence, space, presence, space, presence, space, and that rhythm creates emotional anticipation. This is powerful and very underrated. Instead of always ending conversations perfectly, leave a little bit unfinished. Not abruptly, not rudely, but naturally. For example, you're having a good conversation. There's laughter, connection. There's laughter, connection. And instead of dragging it out, you say, "Hey, I have to go, but I liked this conversation." Simple. But what just happened? You ended on a high emotional note, and now her mind fills the gap. She thinks about it later. She replays it, because humans naturally crave closure. And when you leave small emotional gaps, you stay on their mind. That's how you create missing without disappearing. This might be uncomfortable, but it's important. If you give someone all your attention, all your time, all your energy from the beginning, there's nothing left to discover, no mystery, no anticipation. And attraction needs a little bit of unknown. This doesn't mean being distant. It means being balanced. You share, but not everything at once. You connect, but you don't overextend, because when someone feels like they're still learning you, they stay curious. And curiosity is the foundation of emotional attraction. Here's the truth most people never realize. Making her miss you is not about pulling away. It's about creating moments that stay with her even after you're gone. It's about being emotionally present, creating meaningful interactions, leaving space naturally ending on emotional highs, keeping a sense of mystery. Because when you do this, she won't miss you because you disappeared. She'll miss you because being with you feels different. And once someone feels that difference, they don't forget it. So the next time you think, I need to ignore her to make her miss me, remember this: you don't need to disappear to become unforgettable. If this made you think differently, comment below. Presence over distance. Comment below, presence over distance. And if you want more videos like this, where we break down attraction, connection, and emotional psychology, make sure you subscribe. Because sometimes the smallest shifts create the strongest emotions.